Welcome to McFadden Interim School Site Stakeholder Lcap listening session. On January 11th, parents, students, and staff received an email with 4 links to the Thought Exchange. Thought Exchange is an online tool which utilizes artificial intelligence programming to analyze their stakeholders' thoughts on how schools are performing across the 4 Lcap goal areas. Stakeholder groups will be able to share their thoughts regarding the 4 Lcap goals and rate others' thoughts as well. The data collection window will be open from January 11th to February 5th. Meanwhile, we will be hosting listening sessions and uploading those notes to the Thought Exchange. Parents who attend these listening sessions will also be invited to rate the different responses on Thought Exchange. Links will be provided at the end. Let's review the outcomes for the LCAP listening session. First outcome is to better understand the local control and accountability plan. To review McFadden intermediate goals, actions, data, budget, and progress on the current LCAP. To participate in local control by providing input on student programs and funding decisions at McFadden Intermediate School. The Local Control and Accountability Plan is a critical part of the new local control funding formula. The Santa Ana Unified School District continuously engages parents, students, educators, employees, and the community to establish and monitor goals to improve student achievement and services provided by the school district. The LCAP describes the district's vision for student learning, actions, and annual goals, and shows how the district's budget supports the achievement of each goal. The LCAP is a 3-year plan for California school districts. All school districts in California are viewing a new 3-year cycle for the 2021-24 school years. Due to the impact of COVID-19, the new LCAP timeline was pushed back from 2020-21 to 21-22. Every year thereafter, the plan describes the district goals, specific actions for the school year. The LCAP aims to make sure state funds are distributed adequately and equally under the LCFF funding. The LCAP is designed so that districts address the needs of all students, including student groups such as English learners, foster youth, and low income. LCAP focuses spending on improving student outcomes. And 3, the LCAP aligns district goals, actions, and outcomes with California's 8 priorities. LCFF stands for Local Control Funding Formula. Our district describes and receives specific amount per student, and then additional funds are based on grade levels and high needs groups like low income, English learners, and foster youth. District stakeholders' feedback sessions guides the LCAP and determines how funds will be utilized. The LCAPs must focus on each of the 8 different areas. In the next few slides, you will hear more about the programs and services currently being offered at McFadden Intermediate School to improve student outcomes at our school and for groups and students across the district. During the first LCAP year in 2014, our district staff reviewed the priorities and developed 3 major goals to support all students in Santa Ana Unified School District to improve student achievement and close the achievement gap. In 2017, the district addressed the 8 state priorities through 4 goals. 1, teaching and learning. 2, engagement. 3, school climate and safety. And added, number 4, a multi-tiered system of supports. As we move into a new 3-year cycle, Santa Ana Unified School District has the opportunity to revisit goals and actions to further meet the needs of their students and their families. The Learning Continuity and Attendance Plan, the LCA plan, outlines specific actions SAUSD has taken to respond to students and family needs during the COVID-19 pandemic. For a detailed look at how and to download the full LCA plan, please visit www.sausd.us. This chart shows how much money is spent per goal. Salaries plus benefits equals over 80% of the budget. The LCA plan expenditures include one-to-one devices and hotspots, PPE, meal service, facility modifications, for example, partitions and air filters, as well as custodial services. This chart shows how much money is spent per goal at McFadden Intermediate School. Again, salaries and benefits equal over 80% of our budget. Our LCA plan expenditures include one-to-one devices and hotspots. Let's go over what's going on at McFadden Intermediate School. These are some of the key initiatives that are happening with us for the last year, as well as what we're going to do for this specific school year. Here are some highlights, including progress and results. For teaching and learning, we have last year we had an opportunity to offer smaller class sizes for some of our English language students. We expanded our elective options for some of the levels that we have, including sixth grade wheel. We continue doing our Alex math program for intervention and support, as well as introducing the Achieve 3000 reading and writing initiative. Some of the things that we are doing this year, in spite of the pandemic, we added new social science curriculum. We were able to exercise some distance learning strategies for our staff. We opened up learning labs for our students who are in the highest need of connectivity, as well as offer some virtual tutoring on and off. What did this result in? One of the things that we're hopeful to see is that even though we haven't been on campus, some of the results for our math comparisons showed that 51% of our students in English language arts had an increase for last school year from fall to winter and met their goal. And we are proud to say that close to 60% of our students in math reached their goal for their MAP scores from fall to winter of 2020. When it comes down to our stakeholder communication and engagement, we want to make sure we establish collaboration and communication across all the levels, including our students and staff and our families. Some of the things that we did last year, we obviously have been involved in an Avid School-wide campaign. We have a large selection of visual and performing arts courses. We continue our iPad one-to-one initiative for all students. We've also expanded our STEM pathways in an effort to have better communication with our families. We have launched the Family and Community Engagement Liaison. Mr. Chavez works with our families tirelessly to offer them parent workshops and things of that sort. Some of the things that we're doing this year is we're continuing our efforts to become an avid demonstration school, as well as engaging in our visual and performing arts and CTE courses to expand, rebranding our global pathways like our dual language program, as well as offering a sixth grade pathway elective wheel for all our students. And secondly, doing our virtual parent meetings through our FACE liaison with our community hours once a week. Here's some pictures of some of the items that we described. You'll see some highlights of some of the work our students have done, including our computer-aided drafting class, our medical detective students, robotics competitions, engagement in the community with our dual language academy, as well as presentations from our open houses and community outreach from our AVID program to local elementary schools. As far as goal number 3 for safety and wellness, some of the things that we offered every year was intramural sports and all multiple levels. We are one of the few schools that offers every single sport, and we're the only school that also offers a roller hockey option for our students. We had some great summer programs, or Summer Success and Summer Bridge programs for students who need some extra support. We're proud to have all our classrooms be 21st century ready. And we're very proud to have been recognized as a PBIS Platinum School for our positive school climate environment that we're offering at McFadden. Some of the things that we're offering this year is obviously in a virtual world, we're offering the PBIS programs online. We have expanded virtual mental health training for our staff, as well as services for our students. We have engaged in some virtual student activities to try to get our students engaged even in a virtual world. We're also very highly engaged in some trauma-informed training for our teachers to better help them serve our students in our community. Some of that work has resulted in our school climate survey, where you will notice that 73% of our families have a positive impact on how they feel about the climate for academic learning. Students also feel at a 69% rate that they have knowledge of the fairness and the discipline rules and norms. 67% of our students had a positive rating about the safety they feel on campus. I believe due to the pandemic, we did have a drop in the sense of belonging. Part of that has to do with not being on campus, but we are working really hard to try to change this concept within our kids. Goal number 4 is tiered interventions and support, implementing intervention supports that provide responsive and targeted student interventions. Some of the stuff we've done in the past, we've had restorative practice training for our staff. All our staff, we've had our Summer of Success programs for students with the highest needs. We also offer a large range of school-based mental health options, as well as counseling programs. Some of the things that we're doing this year, obviously, is some virtual targeted tutoring. We still have our restorative practice liaison who's working with small groups in a virtual environment. Again, trauma-informed learning for our teachers to ensure that they're reaching out to those students, as well as all our staff understanding how to deal with issues of the pandemic. To get more into detail on some of the things, you'll notice our climate of support for academic learning and the knowledge and the fairness of discipline. You'll see some of the results of our students, and 73% out of the responses were favorable. We're right on track with where middle schools in Santa Ana Unified School District were just a couple percentages off on that. And you'll notice that on the knowledge and fairness of discipline, rules, and norms, we had a 1% increase from the responses from our students. We're slightly under average, but we're trending in an upward trend, which is always a good thing. In regards to our response to COVID-19 pandemic, some of the things that we did last year towards the end of the school year, obviously we had to leave in March in a rush. Packets for students who did not have access to the internet at home is something that we offered. We made sure we offered as much technology and distributed to the families, including hotspots and devices, and support our families with mental health and academic needs as much as we could. Knowing that this year we were going to start in a virtual world, what did we do? We obviously had more technology distribution to ensure that all students were ready for distance learning. As a district, we modified the curriculum and our grading practices to ensure that fairness and empathy is displayed across. We do have a lot of school-based mental health supports in the virtual realm, as well as when necessary or needed, we do have them in person. Seminar daily check-ins with students and teachers. And this most recently opened up our learning labs for those students with the most needs for connectivity and attendance to ensure that they have access to all the curriculum that's provided for them. Here's just some examples to some of the things. You'll notice some pictures about our learning lab, expectations about being on Zoom, some of our hard teachers at work in the digital environment, as well as some of the trauma-informed training for them, and evidence of our students coming by and picking up textbooks, dropping off textbooks, and picking up technology. How are we measuring up in regards to our Lcap progress? District outcomes including meals served, post-secondary enrollment, graduation rates, technology devices, and hotspots, as well as student attendance and wellness centers. We're very proud to have served over 3 million meals, as well as having 76% of our students in post-secondary enrollment. Our graduation rate is still a high 90%. 53% of our students are passing their AP exams. We distribute over 15,000 one-on-one devices, as well as 22,000 hotspots for increased connectivity. Our attendance rate continues to be at a high rate, regardless of the virtualness of our world. And we have wellness centers at all our campuses staffed by our FACE liaisons. Now we're going to jump into our listening sessions. In the next few minutes, you're going to be asked to be put in some breakout rooms where you will have somebody host you and walk you through the process of sharing your ideas and your thoughts about what you feel is going well and what you feel could be benefited from some supports at McFadden Intermediate School. You will notice that as you move forward in the slides, you will be facilitated by a staff member from here at McFadden. There will be breakout protocols depending on the group sizes that we have this afternoon and this morning. We'll figure this out. You will stay in the same breakout room that you get assigned, and you will have the monitors come through and help you get through all 4 of the stakeholder Lcap goals. You will also be asked to participate in the thought exchange process. This is not something we'll do here, but we'll be sending out the links on Parent Square specific for each goal so that you're able to do these on your own time and rate some other ones. It's a very good process where you can put whatever you feel on there without feeling like someone's going to listen to you or hear you specifically. It's very anonymous, and so we really like this process. Here's the links. We will be sending these links out specifically to you on our Parent Square so that you can share your ideas and thoughts on this after our listening session in case you come up with other things after our process. You will be talking about goals 1, 2, 3, and 4, specific to what they are, and you'll be answering these 2 questions. What is the school doing well in academics and instruction? And what can the school do differently to improve academics and instruction? Is there something we need to add, change, or improve? Same question gets repeated for communication and engagement, as well as for safety and wellness for our programs and facilities. And finally, what is the school doing well to support student needs on their social, emotional, and behavioral aspect? We want to thank you for spending this time with us and joining us today for your participation. If you have any questions or would like to add anything to our conversation, feel free to add it on the Let's Talk page in Santa Ana Unified School District Research and Evaluation Department. We'll develop a summary report for district officials. Remember that this report will not include any identifiable information, and everything we discussed today will only be shared in the aggregate. Once we finalize the report with the district, they will share the results with you. The district will also let you know what plans for improvement they make based on the feedback from our listening sessions. At this time, we're going to come back to general session, and we will be putting you in breakout rooms so that you can go out and help us make McFadden a better place to be. Thank you.